Welcome, everybody. This is Charles Kuck here at Kuck, Baxter Immigration Managing Partner. It's great to be with you today. We had probably the most bizarre hearing today that I've ever been a part of in federal court. I have handled over 250 federal court actions. I've filed them for more than 30 years. I have never, in my long legal career, experienced what I experienced today before Judge Massett in what did he call it? The visa delay litigation something or other, but we would call the Chakrabarty case or the EBAOS delay case. The judge clearly, it was a senior judge, clearly is trying to figure out in Maryland, where he's located, why more than 150 cases have been filed in Maryland since the beginning of the year on immigration delays and mandamus. Now, the answer to that question is really quite simple. Immigration moved there, one. Two, the U.S. attorneys in other parts of the country, specifically in Washington, D.C., are filing motions to change venue to Maryland so they can delay the adjudication of a case. Judge, it's not rocket science. We know exactly why it's happening. But here's what was bizarre. The private lawyers weren't allowed to speak. Just the U.S. attorney was allowed to speak. Just the U.S. attorney and the defendants, the USCIS general counsel and the acting deputy director of USCIS, first Ashley Tabador and then Tracy Renaud. They're the ones that spoke. And basically for an hour, they told the judge the woes, how terrible life was, how difficult things are, COVID, we have no money. And the judge just kind of nodding the whole time. Really, when my colleague Jeff Joseph objected, said, Judge, you're getting fed a line of bull here. He shut him down. Now, he thought he was Mr. Green. I ordered him off the call, but obviously didn't get off. The judge was like, I'm just gathering information. Well, it was one-sided information. It was bizarro. Now, the Chakrabarty case was the only case named individually, because every other case is an individual mandamus. But ours has 190 or so plaintiffs, because the Chakrabarty case isn't just a mandamus. It's a mandamus because that's one of the reasons where, hey, adjudicate the cases. But Chakrabarty really, more importantly, is about alleviating the problems caused by immigration delays. And this is by ordering a reservation of the numbers. Now, as part of the immigration wine-a-thon, we actually did garner some very interesting information. Near the end of the call, acting deputy director Tracy Renaud said that in each of the three to four previous years, they had adjudicated about 140,000 immigrant visas for employment-based cases, which I didn't do any more than that because there weren't any more to do. Let's put this in context. What they did was their job. They did their job. So they didn't do any more than their job. They didn't do any less than their job. They did their job. So why are they getting sued now? Because last year they didn't do their job. And of course they blamed COVID, blah, 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 blah. Like the rest of the world didn't deal with COVID. Like the rest of the process didn't stop existing because they're so poorly managed they couldn't deal with COVID. And I'll get to that in a second. But they said that this year they will adjudicate 180,000 immigrant visas. Now, that it would be wonderful. It's not good, but it's wonderful for those 180,000 people. But it's not good because they had about 267,000 green cards to issue. So they're going to still be almost 90,000 short of what they could have done that they were on notice of last October because they took all this money in. It's not like it was a surprise. And then they can't blame COVID because COVID they supposedly dealt with by last July, right? So the wine-a-thon doesn't work on us, but it clearly worked a little bit on the judge. But I'm sitting here thinking they've only adjudicated as of the end of the third quarter about 80,000 green cards. They're telling us that in one quarter they're going to do 100,000 green cards. I mean, I've got cases pending. A lot of cases pending. We haven't gotten a huge number of EBAOS adjustments. I mean, not like they magically have fallen from the sky. So, I mean, maybe in the next month they plan on adjudicating 70,000 EBAOS. Is awesome. That's great. Hope everybody gets approved. I think it's awesome. It doesn't solve the problem that their base incompetence and disregard for the law will allow 90,000 visas to go unused unless this judge or another judge, depending on where the case ends up going, reserves these visas. So, yay, awesome. They're going to do 180, which I don't believe, by the way. And I just don't believe it. All right. I mean, I can't hardly believe anything. The other parts of this conversation were even more bizarre, where they said, well, Judge, we have to shift reason. During COVID from March 2020 to July 2020, our revenues went down. Well, then they said, well, they kind of went down because we didn't open the mail. We didn't cash the checks. So remember in August, last year, we were running out of money in August? Well, they hadn't cashed 4 months of checks. They're like, oh, the contractor was this and that. What kind of manager doesn't deal with that in a minute, in a day? Put people in freaking hazmat suits to open up the mail and deposit the darn checks electronically. Surely you're doing that, aren't you? It's the 21st freaking century. I mean, the explanations literally would be laughed out of Congress. But the judge just kind of, oh, it's just poor, terrible immigration. Oh, we have to shift resources. There's a federal court order that says that we have to issue asylum-based EADs in 30 days. Yes, there is. And do you know why that order exists? Because you were taking a year to issue them. And the judge got pissed off because it's illegal. Oh, now we have to do that and we can't do other things. So they even said, get this, family-based applicants. So you file for your brother, you file for your child who's over 21, you file for your unmarried child. Whenever there's a delay, they admitted today in federal court that they take that money, they take your money that you're paying for that, $535, and they take your file and they put it in a box. And they don't do it. They'd have to wait in line anyway. Why should we do them? Or worse, this is even worse. They admitted on the call today that they are intentionally delaying the issuance of green card renewals. Oh, we send them a receipt. That extends their green card. Dude, have you ever tried to get a driver's license on a receipt? They won't do it. What planet do you people live on? You are required by law to give people proof of their lawful permanent residence in the card, not a forgeable piece of paper. I mean, it's stunning. Stunning. Now, unfortunately, the judge didn't let us object to any of this drivel, but we will. The last thing that was truly incredible about this hearing is the judge told the government lawyer to submit a mass change of venue, change all the cases out of here. Now, Chakrabarty's different because first of all, we have plaintiffs in Maryland, so he can't move us. We're not moving. And two, we filed a preliminary injunction. So we have a case pending in front of the judge that we're going to get a response back on Friday. So all you Chakrabarty plaintiffs, we're getting a response back on Friday. And we're going to respond next Friday. And then he's got to set a hearing. If we have a preliminary injunction, he's got to set a hearing. So, again, we need to reserve these for the end of the year. And the government understands exactly what we're doing. I talked to one government counsel. He actually agrees with what we're doing. So we'll see. But that was a truly bizarre call today, that Zoom. Anybody who listened to it. We'll be ordering a transcript. But it was, be alive was crazy. That was just crazy. My friend Jim Hacking also, judge kind of shut him down too. I mean, Jeff wasn't the only one objecting, but they all thought they were Brian Green. Sorry, Brian, swim with the fishes, I guess, we all get called in. But I thought that was absolutely, that was bizarro land stuff. And so let's look at some other things, updates, so that was all about, I should have put my banner up. That was all about the, where's my little banner? That was all about the EBSO. You just saw this. Go back and listen to the last 10 minutes. I should have put that up first. I will tell you that there is no word in the DV Gomez Acker case. Nothing. There's nothing in the DV 2029 case. Nothing. There's nothing in any of the other cases. Nothing. We're just waiting. But it's, crazy. So let's take a look. We got some questions here. We don't have a lot of questions. Vikram, good to see you. How are you? Good to hear you. Sisup, I love the roses. Thank you very much. Carmel, my AOS negative is found in Eastern Virginia where I reside. Does this change of venue impact you? No, it does not. You will not have any impact whatsoever. You are golden. So good. No worries. This was just, what happened, Carmel, and this is everybody in this AOS delay litigation case, is the judges. This is a small district court. It's only a few judges there. In fact, I wonder how many Western District, Maryland judges. There's probably only 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's plenty. There's plenty of judges there. Look at that list here. They have like 12 judges. They got plenty of judges, but normally they average 5 a month, and they'd be getting like 50 or 60. Of course they have, because immigration is wasting everybody's time and resources. And unless the federal courts step in, clearly the Biden administration is doing jack squat to fix this stuff. Should be fired. Senior leadership has caused this problem. This is caused by, it's not caused by COVID. COVID is fixable. The rest of us have private businesses. We figured this out. We kept operating. We kept doing our job. We kept meeting deadlines. And yet they can't magically do that. Oh, they have a hiring freeze now because they're not getting enough money. Well, why aren't you getting money? Because you haven't issued EADs timely, so they're not due at the same time they normally be due. This is not hard to figure out, people. Sorry, I'm still in a diatribe about that. But Carmel, you're fine and where you are. Where is your office located? I am in the most beautiful city in Georgia, Sandy Springs, which is Atlanta, basically, northern part of Atlanta. Any judge in the middle? Nope, nothing. Got nothing. Osama, good to see you, Osama. Government's going to visa interview not with case number order, as the judge said in Gomez. You respect Congress law. I don't know. Do we have an order? Osama, did I miss something? Did we get an order in Gomez? If you're a plaintiff, trust the lawyers. Hugo Silva, Hugo, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Are there any recent developments, the ability to adjust status after IP for DACA holders? No, Hugo, if you heard that, you're heard wrong. If you have a DACA, if you're a DACA recipient, you travel on advanced parole, you're married to a U.S. citizen, or you're the child, the under 21-year-old child of a U.S. citizen, or you have a child who's a U.S. citizen and 21, you can adjust status. You're golden there. So stop believing the junk you hear on the internet. Oh, wait, we were on the internet. Well, this is true. Rodolfo Ripavate. I don't know who Ripavate is, but Irene, ¿cómo estás? Mi amiga peruana. Rohit Bansal, I felt like the judge wants to dodge that. Yes, Rohit. Did you get that impression too? I got that impression. I absolutely got that impression. He got stuck on the case. But keep in mind, they will probably transfer a lot of cases out. But ours is not going anywhere. Of course, if he did, we would file an immediate appeal for like an emergency appeal because we need a decision by the end of the month. So I don't feel that our case is any jeopardy at all. Clearly he doesn't want to do 100 mandamus cases. Martin Lawler at the end made a really good point. He finally let somebody speak calmly is, most of these cases settle if you just let them go. I mean, you make, basically what he says, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. And yes, they get sued a lot. They get sued a lot because they do a crappy job. That's usually why people get sued. The agencies that do a good job don't get sued unless they make bad policy. Gerald, with all the Afghanis coming to the United States, do you think it will affect any immigrants? No, I don't think it affects anything. First of all, even though we evacuated 125,000 people, only like 8,000 have come to America so far. And they will all be ultimately people who will be paroled in. They will apply for asylum or refugee status, and it won't have any impact. And if anything, it's a great thing for America. One, because we should be welcoming refugees. We have a long history of welcoming refugees from all over the world. But more importantly, we need bodies. We need people who are going to come here and work. These are people that chose America. They chose America. They didn't get brought here by accident. They chose America because they wanted the life America had to offer. Not because they're going to get welfare, because they can't get welfare, by the way, for a very long time. No, they came so they wanted opportunity. So I think refugees are just absolutely awesome. Do you know if the National Visa is scheduling interviews for F-21? Basically, no. Akbar, they are doing, yesterday, the Department of State put on their webpage, I wonder if I can find it. They put on their webpage a statement. This is my other screen. I'm just looking at my other screen here. They put out a statement yesterday that basically said, oh, here it is. If I just froze my screen. Oh, no, there it is. Hope I didn't freeze everything. Hope we're so good. They just put out a statement yesterday that said tier 4 are like family cases. We're not getting to those. So no, they're not doing them. They're doing basically none, unless the consul has nothing else to do, basically. Then we'll do those in employment-based cases. So yes, a mandamus, I think, would be appropriate. But more importantly, I think what we would do in that case is we would file a declaratory judgment. Now, there's a similar action pending in what's called the Kinsley case, which is attacking the prioritization screen. It's illegal for them to prioritize one case over another. It's illegal as a matter of policy to say these cases wait till the end. That's illegal for the Department of State to do. And so I think we're going to win that Kinsley case. But if the judge doesn't address that issue for IVs, we will, of course, sue, and we'll let you know. What will happen to Iraqi DV winners? Well, hopefully the Department of State will tell us. Did your Annunziato family plaintiffs get their visas issued? All but 4 and five. I mean, five. And so we're actually going to be filing a new lawsuit for them. So I don't encourage outsourcing, but maybe, yeah. You know, it's not really outsourcing. You know, they have no money. We have no money. We're so poor. We have no money. We only took in billions of dollars and we misspent it on all kinds of crap that we don't need to do. The issue is not outsourcing. They need to hire people, and they need to get better production out of the people they hire. I mean, if people aren't performing, they're not getting their quotas done, fire them. Get new people. Come on. This is America, right? If you can't do the job rapidly and well, then you should be gone. I mean, now part of this, of course, is Trump intentionally mucked up the system, right? I mean, this is a vestige, but Biden shares plenty of data. Biden literally took money from 80,000 new DACA recipients and then did jack squat on that. Took 80,000 times $500. They took $40 million and did jack squat with it. And now the people are stuck. They're screwed. They don't have DACA. So Biden's got his own share of blame for the crap that they do. And it's because the same people are running the agency. The same people are making the decisions. He basically has 2 appointed people in that agency. A general counsel with no private immigration experience and no experience in the private sector at all as a lawyer, all within the government context, and a brand new 2-week-old general director. And that's it. There's nobody else in there wasn't there with Trump. They were all there before. And you think things are going to change? Of course they're not going to change. Hey, Chuck, if judgment in order, well, that's why we're asking for reserving visas. We reserve the visas, and our goal is that you get those first. That's what we're trying to do. And now you know why we talk about reserving the visas. Not that we knew this would happen, but we're not stupid. We saw it happen last year. So we're prepared. We're very prepared. Yukao, where am I? Worst case, they always give them. Yeah, that's great. You get an employment. You get an employment card anyway. That's not the purpose of you filing for a green card is to get the green card. The EAD, which they're also taking 10 months to issue, by the way, is irrelevant. You don't even need that if they would just approve your adjustment. So rather than just approving your adjustment, they're going to put that aside and give you an employment card and a travel document, which takes them almost as much time as doing the adjustment. So why not just do the adjustment? Again, prioritization is off the charts. I mean, it's just bizarro. Ramesh, Babu, U.S. made a similar issue. How can we stress that they need to reserve it? Well, that wasn't for today's hearing, Ramesh. That's why it really didn't come up. And that's in our PI, and that'll be following the next couple of weeks. September 1st, we all know. Yep, I know. If you haven't gotten a letter yet, you might not be getting a letter, but it's very country specific. So, hopefully in your country, they'll send out a whole bunch of letters shortly. Jesus, I could get applied to my ED back in March. It just expired. Yep. You can sue them, Jesus. That's what you can do. So here's what I would recommend if you don't want to sue them. Call the 1-800-USELESS number that's on your receipt and say, I need expedite. Today, literally on her call, the acting deputy director, he said, oh, we prioritize those so they don't run out of status. They don't. We know they don't. They're lying. Also, Jesus, we are about to file a massive lawsuit. In fact, if you go here, if you go to this link, we are gathering people who want to sue the government. It'll be relatively expensive. We're getting a lot of people to do it because they lied in today's hearing. They literally lied in today's hearing by saying, well, it might take us 6 months, but we can apply the 6 months for it and you keep working. And that was a lie. We know that's a lie. So go ahead and do that. That would be perfect. Andrew, is U.S. expecting an EB2 to be the Well, Andrew, it sounded like that, didn't it? But why? Why would there be a retrogression if they're going to get 140,000 new visas and another 100, maybe 140, 150,000 family cases? They're going to have a lot of family. They're going to have another 250,000 cases. Why would it that took me by surprise and kind of pissed me off. And plus, if we are successful in saving 90,000, now they got 350,000 visas to adjudicate. I mean, why would there be a retrogression? Okay. Hassan, what would be my case as a DQ 21? Well, Hassan, one thing I do know, we will have an answer by September 30th. I know. I know that 100%. We had our appointment. Oh, by the way, this is a good question. Why hasn't he ruled? Well, I have a theory on that, Shabnan. At least my newest theory is that he was waiting to see what USCIS, what DOS responded to on the DV 2020. How are the parties going to work out me reserving visas? Because he doesn't want to get a decision later. He wants to issue the DV 2020 case and the DV 2021 case. Remember, ours is a final decision. So I think that might be the reason behind it. Plus, he's been slammed with a lot of other stuff. Embassy appointments, nobody. They're not going to resume until the Congress passes a law. I mean, law's got to change again. Hopefully, that'll be in a budget bill. Katan, how are you doing? My priority date, 2013, of the file to be downgraded approved today. Oh, congratulations, by the way. New employer needs to file after they is approved. Anything when you. Oh, with the medical, what I would do with the medical is go back and look at our Monday night YouTube from Impact Litigation. We tell you what to do on that. Basically, you're going to send that in. You're going to get 2 copies of your medical from your doctor. You're going to send one in with your I-45 receipt notice, and you can create a barcode from that and put that on the envelope and put it on the support letter and put it on the outside of the envelope, and maybe they'll hook it up. Ken Hardy, hello, Mr. Cook. I already thanked you. I should have thank you again. Hey, thank you. Congratulations, Ken. Appreciate it. I'm in for it. What about Go Play? We don't know. I already answered that. What did educators get in Go? Well, hopefully we're going to get your green card. That's what we're trying to do. That's why you filed. That's why we did the case. Reddy Karthik, do you feel the same way like me? The judge got stuck. Yes, he was very stuck on that, Reddy, wasn't he? He was very stuck on that. Madhavan, can you please explain what she meant? Madhavan, I don't know which she you're talking about. Chuck, any updates on Kingsley? Nope, none at all. Still waiting. We obviously know the government provided an update on NIV cases, and hopefully that prompts the judge to issue a ruling. That's what we're waiting for. Any update on H4 EAD premium processing? No, they're not doing premium processing on each. Why wouldn't they, right? They can make an extra $2,500 on 100,000 cases. They can make $25 million overnight, and they don't do it. Why? I mean, this is what's stunning to me. It's just stunning incompetence to me. What will happen to DV 2020 document? You already asked that question. I already answered. Plaintiffs are ready for interview. Got married. Shall open it. No. Just bring. When you get the appointment notice, notify the consulate. Don't change your DS now. Deepak, is there any updates about DV 2020? Nope. Hola, abogado. What will happen to TPS? TPS will be extended for El Salvadorans and Hondurans. 100% that will happen. Sonia, same question. Mr. Cook. Laura, I already thanked you. Oh, yeah, thank you, Laura. Now this is your name. That's a great picture of you two guys. Awesome. If they travel, can adjust status. Who can travel? I don't know who you're talking about. Judge Maida. Judge Maida is a guy, and you said she. So I'm a little confused, I think. Let's see. Amazon TV plays with documents, got married. Shall I keep DVDs change? Oh, you already answered that. Buenas tardes, ¿se puede obtener una visa E2 si tengo un negocio? Sí, podemos hacerlo. Si eres de un país que tiene tratado con los Estados Unidos, llámanos. Mira, esa es la cosa. Puede llamarnos aquí en nuestro número. Y puedes llamarnos por una cita. So, if you want to ask a question about your case, what you should do, because advice you get for free on Facebook Lives or YouTube Lives or LinkedIn Lives or Twitter Lives, probably not worth what you're paying for it. Call for an appointment. There's a number to call, and we're happy to do it. Zoom, over the phone, in person. We're here. We're here 24/7. Let's see. Is Judge Maida on vacation? No, I actually think he's in the middle of trial with all these crazy defendants from the insurrection. Let's see. Where did that go? Phantom. I just had a whole bunch of. Oh, there we go. I had a marriage in November 2019. So I heard back. Yes, Sadie, you should sue. Absolutely, you should sue. That is wildly. It's 2 freaking years. Sue, call us. We'll help you sue them. General Miner, if a spouse qualifies for DACA but has multiple entries and sent back to the border by BPP, any chance of getting a visa? I'm really confused by that because you can only qualify for DACA if you're in the United States. So I'm confused by that. Lorena de México, sí, podemos hacer la visa. Llámanos y lo hacemos. ¿Cuándo hacemos el ajuste de estatus? Cuando me llamas por una cita, Armando. I understand Milligan report was filed last Friday. No, nothing, Michael, unfortunately. ¿Cómo aplicar una visa E2? Soy dueño. Llámame por una cita, Lorena. Let's see. Ed Serp, stop with the drama, man. Stop with the drama. That's why we're lawsuits pending if you're a Go plaintiff. Sabah Rasul Seda, thank you for your answers. Go from Iran. Nope, no Iranians. I know. We've told the judge. We're waiting to see. Can we have the USA under oath? You know, that's the thing. They were not under oath today. We should have insisted that they be under oath if they were going to testify. They did lie. Manish, they clearly, well, they either lied intentionally or they're ignorant of their own agency. One of those two things happened. How to refute the argument that adjudicating the EB plaintiff will take away resources from other cases. It doesn't. They have product lines to do this stuff. I mean, this is complete garbage, as they say in France. Complete garbage. AOS case, they said that they are part of the cases like ED. Yeah, of course, right? It's a complete lie. It's a complete lie. No, by the way, an EAD, Rohit, is 0.2. It's 12 minutes. It takes them 12 minutes to do an EAD per their own statement. 12 minutes. Can the judge give all DV cases in order without prior motion for consolidation? Well, Osama, again, all I care about is go. All right. Claudius, oh, by the way, Chuck, maybe 3 is via concept break. Yeah, and Claudius, you are the last priority. You're at the bottom of the pile. They're not going to get to you, which is why I need to sue them over those cases. Doc expires March. You should send renewal 6 months beforehand, which would be tomorrow. File tomorrow, Angelica. Buenas mañana. Ruse, good to see you. If Mega Amendment accepted by Congress, then it could affect Go case. It could, but I don't think it's going to pass. I don't think it's going to be included. Give me info about 2020 reverse visa. We got nothing. Reserve, we got nothing. Will interfiling with medical RFEs work? Yeah, they should. Do you know how many AOS plaintiffs cases got adjudicated or got bio RFE? If you're talking about the EB AOS delay case, we only know what our clients tell us, and that's a question for Lily or for Jana. They have the database. I don't have it right here available, so I'm sorry. Let's see. USCIS director mentioned they missed it. Yeah, well, of course they will. They have to do their job, right? But we're going to lose the visas. That's what sucks. And what happens if they do retrogress, which should not even be possible, by the way? Should be no possibility of retrogression. Do you think the judge will decide? Yes, I do. Judge Seaborg and Maida, best friends. I don't know. Danka Shan Haman, Shakran in Arabic. All right. From Uzbekistan, 1DB 2021, I have a chance to get a visa if the embassy is closed. Obviously, no. You're going to have to get a visa some other country. So write to other countries you can go to and see if they'll take your case. TPS holders can adjust if they travel, if they are married to a U.S. citizen. Now, there's a new case on that from the board that says if you traveled after September 2019 that you can't adjust. That case will be overturned shortly. So my position is yes, travel. When you come back, you're going to adjust status through an immediate relative, not through work, but through an immediate relative. If we win Chakrabarti, will we take another suit? Yes, we will sue again. And we will sue them and sue them and sue them until the cows come home or until they do their damn job. Ron Jaith, it sounded like convincing a judge budget bill will improve. Yeah, which is, is not true. And that's why we're fighting to reserve the visas. That's the key. That's the key, is reserve the visas. So keep in mind, just because of what you heard today doesn't mean that all hope is lost. It's not. Puede aplicar una visa si tengo un negocio y soy de México. Sí, sí se puede. La visa E2 de inversión es una opción. 4,000 Afghans will stay in Albania until they take a visa. Do you think this would be a problem for the between the winners for Albania? Look, they can walk and chew gum at the same time. They can process 4,000 visas, issue a few fewer visitor visas, and do these. Perfectly possible. I didn't mention a letter. Obviously, you need to send a letter. Cover letter says I'm including my medical as an inter-filing, and you need to include your receipt notice with your case number on it, and create your own scan code, that little barcode from the information on the immigration receipt. If the government gives the DV 2023 date in October, will it be proof of ignoring? No, because they have to do that by law. Akbar's and my wife's case at NBC is DQ'd since March 2021. What kind of case is it? Is it I don't know what kind of, is it an EB3 case? I think you file a lawsuit. 6 months. You always wait 6 months. Kind of a key. Filed F2A, February said nothing. Can I join any delay? Well, filed it with USCIS, so it's pending at USCIS still. I mean, it certainly passed their normal processing time, so you can sue them. There's no lawsuit on the issue right now, but we're happy to file one for you. Do something urgent and serious solution. Oh, because I'm doing nothing. Yes, I'm doing nothing but sitting here really on Facebook Live. Do you think we should send the 693? I think you should. We're sending them in for our clients. I'm just telling you that. Can we show the data to the judge on why family cases have stored EB numbers? Yeah, exactly. This comes out in our filings. So we filed a PI. Now the government showed their hand. That actually is kind of good for us. So they showed their hand. Now we get to rebut it with facts and show that they're lying to the judge. And if they're lying about the numbers, what else are they lying about? All right, everybody. It's been great to see you today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back on Monday night. And of course, if anything happens in any of the lawsuits, we'll go live. But I'll be back on Monday night at 7 o'clock on Impact Litigation. We are live here on Thursday and Friday on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Thursday and Friday at 2 o'clock. Other lawyers at my firm. They're awesome. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.